Oh, hey, students of Seneca, how is everybody doing?
Hello, how are you?
Thanks to everyone who joined the bio stream, which just happened. It was a riot. It was a lot of fun. We're now going over some English language paper 2 tips.
And I, for one, am absolutely buzzing.
I
missed out on biology. I wish I was there.
Oh, you should next time.
I watched it, but
okay.
It was.
How was it? Give me some feedback.
Your feedback was just Jono's just an unbelievable guy. What a guy!
Stop it! Stop.
Also, sorry we're a bit late, but
yeah.
we lost something that's very important.
We did. But
don't worry, because we found it.
We did. We lost the freaking gong
hitter, the gong hitter, the gong baton. Okay.
But it's okay. We got it again.
Revy, I agree with you. What a guy. So it's not his birthday though, Joe.
I wish it was my birthday. So following some feedback yesterday, some people were salty and like, you need to structure them better. So we have got some structure today to our episode podcast thing. So we're going over what let me look at the plan.
We're gonna go over
DAFORESTER. I think there's loads of crap in DAFORESTER.
Okay.
And then we're going over questions 1 to 4, some tips and tricks for the questions, just so you know what to do and you don't make any last minute mistakes.
And then we're going to look at a few writing formats. So we're going to look at articles and essays. And we're going to look at leaflets, reviews, and travel writing.
That's what people requested, so that's what we're doing. Someone was requesting leaflets like 3 hours ago. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do leaflets because you are on it.
Can I just give a shout out to my main man, who I haven't seen on the live streams for a while? Hugo Thomas.
Bam!
What a hero. What a hero Hugo Thomas is. Back for the heyday, from the early days of Seneca live streams. He was on there.
Round 1. Okay, so we're going to go straight in. I'm sharing my screen with you guys, and we are going to go over DAFORESTER. Now, what does this weird thing mean? Have you guys come across it before? Basically, it's just a nice mnemonic. Oh, crap. I mean, damn. It's a nice mnemonic for going over the key techniques you need to know for paper 2. So what does it stand for? Well, I'm glad you asked.
And funnily enough, Hugo Thomas straight on it. What a legend.
What a hero. What a hero. We're loving this. So DAFORESTER. Rich, do you know what it stands for?
I do.
Boom.
There it is.
Boom.
D, direct address.
Me, you, direct.
What? A.
That's what we're doing. I thought you were just like direct address and then pointing at me like direct. A, alliteration. Alliteration is awesome and amazing.
F, facts.
Facts. Don't forget the facts. Or opinions.
O, opinions. R, repetition. E, exaggeration. S, statistics. T, triples.
E, emotive language.
And R,
rhetorical questions.
Buzzing.
That was great. So that is what they are.
So they are all literary techniques, right?
So yeah, now we're going to go over what each of them means. So these are really important. You need to include these in your answers, so make sure you know them. So direct address is when we talk directly to the reader. So it's you. We're talking to you, everybody on the live screen. Thank you for being here. We are talking to you about us.
Direct address. Done. Nailed it. Okay.
You talking to
me.
Capiche?
Right.
Okay.
What's alliteration then? So alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of words. So students of Seneca.
That's also a bit of sibilance. That's a special kind of alliteration with S's.
What exactly? So sibilance is alliteration with S's. Okay.
Bam, bam, bam.
So they don't have to be the same letters though. That's important. So you could use like a PH and an F, like this example.
Like a phenomenal phone. Yeah, phenomenal phone.
Phenomenal with a PH.
Yeah, but then crap, it is.
It's like a
fantastic phone.
A fantastic phone.
Damn it. We're moving on from a hyper flashcard. I'm still in biology. What's a fact?
Well, a fact, Jono, is when something that can't be argued with. So you just say, this is fact, it's true, and it's been proven. You nail it. And that's really good for persuasive technique.
We love it. Oh my god, Hugo! Bivalence is alliteration with B's. It's my favorite point. That's so
legend.
Funny.
We love Hugo.
Okay, bivalence, so good.
So 3 pronouns for direct address. We.
So we, us, you,
and your.
Or you can also have us.
Ours, yeah.
There's a lot. Okay.
What's an opinion?
An opinion is
a personal
belief. So my opinion is these live streams are great, and I have loads of fun. I also think that's a fact. Someone quickly just asked what plosive means. Plosive is when you've got like a sound, like a like a plunging perturber. I don't know what a perturber is, but if it's a thing.
A plunging penguin.
Yeah, plunging penguin. It's plosive. It makes you go like, I think I just found Richard, sorry. Yeah. Okay, repetition.
So repetition, you just keep repeating the same point.
What's repetition?
So it's just when you keep repeating it.
Sorry again, what was repetition? One more time.
You just keep repeating it. Same words, same phrases, just keep it going.
And what is that? What is that?
You just keep repeating it.
But what is that called?
Repetition.
Okay, what was that word again? I'll stop. It's just
Jono, I'm going to gong you in a minute.
Please do. Ow. It's okay. It's okay. So, I missed the fact. Okay, so what technique is used in the song lyric, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow?
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
So that I think is a bit of repetition. I can't spell, clearly. Repetition, it's hard to type. So next we're going over exaggeration, hyperbole. What does it mean?
What does it mean, Jono?
So it's when a statement is exaggerated, not meant to be taken literally. So it's like, this room is
boiling.
And
it's not actually boiling, but it is hot.
It is hot, which is why I've got a fan.
Yeah. So, but it's not actually boiling, so it's an exaggeration.
It's exaggeration. It's not literal. Okay.
Statistics. They're just like facts and figures that can back up what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Basically.
And you can make these up in your exam. Whatever the question is, just make up a statistic to back up what you're saying. Honestly, it gets your mark. I'm not lying. It's so true.
60% of the time works every time. Thanks to, I can't remember his name in the film, but another word for exaggeration. Hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Hyperbole. Hyperbole.
Rule of triple, rule of three, Jono. What is that?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so it's when you say, basically you say three things in sequence. Yeah. So 3 things in the sentence, 3 adjectives, or it could be like 3 reasons why you think something has happened. Like, it's a really good persuasive technique. If you listen to lots of people who like do a lot of public speaking, they do a lot of that.
They do a lot of that. It's also a Britney Spears song. 3. 1, 2, 3. Triplet. Remember it. Everyone's welcome.
Know that.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Right. Which of these phrases use exaggeration? See if we can get. See if you guys can get this before us.
Yeah. Can you shout out in the chat which one of those is exaggeration? Let us know. Let us know. If you get it right, we will we'll gong you. We'll gong you. Mia, we see your request.
Mia, you're gonna get it right to get the gong.
Okay. They're saying number 1.
Number 1.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes.
Nailed it. Good work.
Let's go. Let's gong.
Gong, 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 gong. Oh my God, so many ones.
So many ones.
Love it.
Loving it. Okay.
Right, what's emotive language?
Emotive language, emotive language is when you create a strong emotional response. So it can be like, I am livid. I'm really angry. That's emotive. It makes people feel something.
Nice. Next. Lastly, rhetorical question. Rhetorical question is just a question that doesn't need answering.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that right, Jono? He doesn't need to answer that question.
Exactly, rhetorical question. You're all welcome.
So,
okay, right. Okay, let's
move on to something else now.
We're gonna go over the reading section and the tips and tricks for the different questions. Okay, so question 1. Question 1 is my favorite question because it's nice and easy. It's 4 marks, and all you have to do is read a specific section of the text and then give the true statements. Okay, so really important. Only read the section of the text that told to read, so like lines 1 to 12, okay? And then you just have to select the true statements. You don't want to be spending more than like a few minutes on this question, Richard.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Definitely.
not. So line specified, information about the topic stated in the question, and don't include things you know about the topic. It has to come
from the text.
Exactly.
Really, really important.
Has to come from the text. Okay, let's go straight in. Question 2. Let's talk it over. So Richard, can you tell us a little bit about question 2?
So it's worth 8 marks. In the question, you're going to be asked to read 2 sources, all right? And basically, you're going to need to write a summary with the similarities and differences between those 2 texts, all right? So make sure you read the question carefully and check what it is that you're meant to be looking at with similarities and differences.
Yeah,
right?
Really good point. Read the question before you read the text so you know what to look out for.
Yeah. And as you go through, underline stuff that you're going to need to want to see.
Exactly.
Okay? So summarize only, don't analyze the writer's language.
Don't do it.
Just summary.
I know you want to do it.
Don't waste time analyzing, right? You've been like conditioned to analyze all the time, but don't. Just write just write a summary of it.
Yeah,
okay?
similarities and differences. You don't need to talk about techniques, so don't talk about DAFORESTER.
And you should also make inferences.
Yes.
So that's to achieve the highest mark, you need to make a perceptive interpretation of both texts. So not just what it says in the text, but what you can take from the text. So not just quotes, but like what things are actually saying. Exactly.
Love that. Top tips, let's go.
So demonstrate good understanding of either similarities or differences.
Yep. We're doing that. Sorry.
Interpret both sources perceptively. Use other information from both sources.
Use a variety of quotations from each source. Make sure you quote equally from both sources, okay?
Any questions, get them in. Let's move on to number 3.
Let's go. So question 3. So question 3 is a 12 marker and you only need to read source B. So make sure you're only reading the second source. And you'll have to explain how the writer uses language to make the reader feel, imagine, and think. So this is when we talk about the language techniques. This is when we talk about DAFORESTER, okay? So analyze the words, phrases, language, and make sure you're getting some DAFORESTER. Try and get at least like 4 from the acronym, okay? Highlight and circle the techniques as you're reading and then P all over your work. Turn each point into a P. Point, evidence, explain it, and then you can even peel it and link it back to the question. If you're aiming for top marks, DAFORESTER should be your starting point and not your full analysis. You want to make multiple points if you're going for top marks.
So if you're going to go for top marks, your 7s, 8s, and 9s, analyze the writing techniques, offer original ideas about the writer's use of language, use a variety of information from the text, and make sure you use correct terminology. So that's technical terminology, right? Not just like describing something, but actually using the technical terms that you've been taught in your classroom. Right?
Exactly. And you want to make, when you're analyzing technique, don't just mention it once, like give other interpretations. The writer uses this technique to make the reader feel blah, 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 blah. However, they could also be trying to make the reader feel this. That kind of multi-analysis is going to push you up into that 7 to 9 territory, okay? Lots of requests to go over question 4, so that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going over question 4, which is a beastie 16 marker, Richard. Can you believe it?
What a beast.
16 markers. Okay. Gong for a 16 marker. So tell us about question B.
So you're going to reread sources A and B, okay, and you're going to be asked to compare how the 2 writers convey their ideas or attitudes about a place, a person, or an event. All right.
Amazing.
So that's the actual question is going to ask, and this is very similar to question 2, right? So in question 2, you have to compare what the differences in viewpoints or the ideas are. But in question 4, you're comparing how the writer gets those ideas across to the reader, all right? So you're going to use analysis using your language techniques they use, things like that, okay? Also, question 2 and 4 will be marked by different examiners.
A scandal.
That's absolutely mental, isn't it?
Crazy.
So you can use the same ideas in both questions.
Exactly.
Just remember that in question 4, it's more about analysing the methods and techniques rather than what's actually going on. All right.
Top tip from Richard there. Okay. So exam technique, consider what the question is asking you to focus on. Stick to the question, draw yourself a rough table to plan your ideas out. It's 16 marks, plan your idea, and use quotations, okay? You want to be using quotations. And to reach the top marks, give a clear understanding of either the similarities or the differences, interpret both sources perceptively. So pick up on minute little points. Don't just go for the obvious ones. The examiner's going to love it if you find like one little niche word. Evaluate techniques, and a keyword is evaluate, say why they're effective or not, and use a variety of quotations for each source. You can't get top marks if you just focus on one of the sources, okay?
Guys, we've got a lot of people putting Zs down. Please can we stop that so other people can read all the comments?
Yeah, and
it's frustrating for other people otherwise.
I feel like that's just got to make it. Okay, I'm just timing out. Time out Zedding.
Time out Zedding.
Yeah. So
right, next we're going to look at some writing formats.
Exactly.
Okay, as promised. Starting off with articles and essays.
And there's a good tip here that I would say when you get into the exam, make sure you read the second question first, just so you can have a longer to think about the ideas, okay? So I would read the second question, and then I would go and then do the first section, the section A, and think about what I'd write for section B, just because it gives you more time to formulate what you want to write and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so there are a lot of requests to go over the different types of style you could be asked to write in. So that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're starting with newspaper articles. Yes?
Yeah.
So newspaper articles, let's go.
So they're designed to inform the readers, all right? Now, newspaper articles that report news contains lots of facts, okay? Now, they're often written in like informative style, but use a sophisticated tone.
Ooh, so sophisticated, opulence.
Now, comments and commentaries are opinion pieces from writers.
Yes.
Now, the column and commentary writer will try and show their personality through in the writing.
Yes.
But the writing style will be less formal and more engaging than a newspaper report.
Amazing, amazing.
What's next?
Next, facts. Oh, nice little double give. So which of these are true about articles that report the news? They use sophisticated language and an informative style. Bam. So types of newspapers, tabloid and a broadsheet. So tabloid is generally focuses on sensational topics. So like Love Island or like something like that maybe. I don't know. I don't really
Love Island.
I don't watch it. I'm too distracted. I'm on Black Mirror hype. That's what I'm watching. Broadsheets, newspapers that generally comment on more sophisticated topics, so like The Telegraph. Opulence, I want everything, yes to that quote. You will need to bear the different audience in mind when you are reading a newspaper article, okay? So, tabloid broadsheets, let's go over the features of a newspaper article. So,
okay, it's got an interesting original title, which is just the title, the big letters at the top.
Yeah.
Strap line, which is something that's normally just underneath the title. Then it will have subheadings potentially, which will tell you what's going on in each individual bit of the article. Introductory paragraph that just gives you an overview or like an intro basically to what's going to go on in the article. Paragraphs that will flow well into each other. A logical structure that links to the paragraphs. And it will also maybe include bullet points. All right.
Amazing. Really good features. Welcome to everyone that's just joined. PayPal that just joined. Thanks for coming to the live stream. It's nice to see everyone getting on it so nicely in the room. Makes me really happy. Everyone's like, hey, everybody, giving each other tips.
Everyone's loving
really
it.
Sweet. Okay, so reports and essays, they're designed to inform the readers and advise them too. So think of this live stream as like a report. We're trying to inform and advise. Love it.
I think we're doing a very good job.
I think
Let us know if we're doing a good job.
Yeah, are we doing a good job? Give us a thumbs up if we are. We hope we are. So language used in essays and reports. So they use formal and impersonal language to inform your reader. So it's going to be objective. So not that much emotion in it. So on the 28th of October, the scientists tested the medicine on 5 patients. So it's like, think of it like a recipe, okay? Objective, we're going to be using a lot of facts. So they are to advise and inform. That is what they want to do. So the tone is going to be objective. I hinted at that already. But you still show your viewpoint. So you give facts and then you state their opinion on them, okay? So features of a report, you want to have an effective and interesting introduction. So boom, catch their attention, use some emotive language, paragraphs that flow well into each other. So use your discourse markers. However, subsequently, leading on from this, all of that kind of stuff, we love it. Convincing and clear conclusion. This is why it's good to read the question for section B first before you do section A, because then you can have time to come up with your structure and your conclusion. The longer you have to think about it, the better.
Good tip there, Jono.
What can I say? Okay, should we go on to leaflets? Because that was people really wanted leaflets. So
and we're running out of time as well, so we want to get onto that.
It was scheduled for a 35-minute part.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I forgot. Yeah, all right, it started 5 minutes later than usual, didn't we?
Yeah,
right. Okay, let's go.
Okay, leaflets used to design, advise, or persuade your reader.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, you'll have seen loads of leaflets anywhere you go.
Everywhere. I got one today about the food market. There's a food market nearby.
Oh, nice. I might go and see that.
Yeah, we should.
Get some lunch. All right.
No, delicious. Apparently they have wraps too.
Oh, no, that's not nice.
So audience for leaflets. Some leaflets have a general audience. So leaflets talking about the danger of smoking. And some have a more specific audience. So advertising and art gallery. So always think about the audience when you're writing for paper 2. So what are the 2 things that leaflets are designed to do? It's persuade and advise. 2 things. So always think about the purpose. So the features of a leaflet. We'll go over the features now because people are asking about it. We want to have an interesting or original title. So think of something like sensational, maybe use like an imperative is a really good word to use in a title of a leaflet. It's like stop, or read this, or something like that can be good to catch the reader's attention. We want to have subheadings or boxings to organize your writing. So think about the different headings you're going to have above your paragraph. Vary up your punctuation as well. Maybe get some bullet points in there. Paragraphs should flow well into each other and again have a logical structure. So again, if you're giving someone advice, it would be good to end by telling them like where to go next. Like if you like this leaflet, maybe check out our website. Maybe go on to, maybe stick around for smart learning mode at 6 o'clock. Okay, so that is the features of a leaflet.
Nice. And Mia was asking whether leaflets can come up or will come up. We don't know if they're going to come up because we haven't seen the paper, but they might. All right, that's why you need to know about them. So you've also got reviews. They're opinion pieces, all right? Now, people write reviews to say how good or bad something was. So you'll see like reviews for films. You'll see reviews for like stuff on YouTube. You'll see reviews for like new phones that come out, basically saying how good or bad they are. I'm sure you've seen them, right? Yeah. So would a leaflet about a weaving museum in the Cotswolds have a more general or specific audience?
See, I think I know the answer specific, but I feel like it should be general. Because the Cotswolds,
everyone likes a weaving museum in the Cotswolds.
Yeah, what is a weave? Like
as I guess, like weaving, as in like making carpets,
like wigs.
And maybe it's wigs.
I don't think that would be in the Cotswolds. So no. Audience reviews. Let's go. Specific, guys, killing it on the answers. Thank you for answering in the chat.
Well done, Hugo, Mia, Pearl, etc. D, nice one. TB, love it.
So audience for reviewers. A review of an opera for a broadsheet newspaper will be informative and formally written, whereas a review for a concert for a teen magazine will use less formal language. So think about the audience. If you're reviewing like, I don't know any operas, Pirates of Penzance, is that an opera? I don't know. If it is, you've got to be giving a very like informative review, a very formal, review. Whereas if it's like, I don't know, like a Ariana Grande concert, use less formal language. Okay, so that is how we do reviews. So great, so great. What is the purpose of review, Richard? Can you tell us?
So reviews have a number of different purposes, all right? So they can either entertain their audiences. So sometimes you get like a review that's like quite funny to read. So that will be that, okay? Reviews, they can also advise whether or not to do something. So sometimes if I'm trying to work out whether to get an upgrade of a phone, I'll look at whether it's worth it because I'll read a review on it to see, compare it to what I've got. Right?
Like Amazon, the reviews underneath.
Exactly, yeah. And they can also inform the audience about what's good or bad. Again, Amazon. Yeah. I love that. I love to like, so I'm going to buy this thing. Actually, no, someone said it's rubbish.
Yeah, exactly. Boom. We love a good review. So also while we move on to the next bit, one of the best questions, someone was like, can we make the titles look fancy? So I'm not going to say you can't do that, but you shouldn't do it because you don't get marks for a nice pretty title. Sadly, as much as I wish you did, focus more of your time on writing. Okay, so find your porpoise, nice little pun in there. If you can get a pun in as well anywhere, boom.
What's the answer to this, guys? 1, 2, or 3? I'll gong if we get it right.
Yeah, what is the answer to this?
What are people saying?
Yes, titles can be a pun for those of you asking.
So which review would you use the most?
Oh my God, straight in there, Mark. Mark was straight there. Boom, number 1.
Good old Ariana.
Boom. Can you tell I just gone? Put the gong in shot. Put the gong in shot. There we go. Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
Oh, stop it. Oh, that was a good pun.
That was a good pun, actually, wasn't it? Terrible. Sorry, I won't do it again.
It's okay. That's from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong? Yeah. It's a long way away.
It is a long way away.
Anyway, next.
So,
go, Jono.
We've gone the features of a review. So what do you need to write if you're writing a review? Again, have a little checklist in the exam if you have to write one. You need to include your opinion. It's a review. Do you like it or if you don't? And I would say the more sensational you can go, the better. It's more interesting to read.
What do you mean by sensational?
Like, I really love it. It's so good. It was amazing.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, yes. Or be like really negative and inflammatory. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. It is a smear on the operatic field.
It doesn't deserve to exist in this world.
How could anyone watch this? Rhetorical question, boom. Make sure you're getting in your DAFORESTERs while you are writing this, okay? So that's the features of a review. So travel writing, this is what we're going to finish on, I reckon.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer them. Give us a little shout out.
So travel writing is almost like a type of review, isn't it? Like it's like it can like inform, it can tell you the good and bad parts of different places. But let's have a look at the actual detail, right? So travel writing is like exactly inform, entertain, and persuade audiences. Exactly. Right. So the travel writing describes a writer's experience the place they visited, right?
Exactly.
So here's this dog. It's going to describe what it's like in that little box.
I don't take that gift.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Anyway, so the purposes of it. So the guides will be informative. They're going to be like for magazines or publications, and they'll often be entertaining. And travel writing for adverts will often be persuaded. So quite often, like travel companies will write like a travel guide, which is also an advert basically to come to their country or their hotel or something like that. Right?
Perfect.
So answer this, guys. It's gong time.
It's gong time.
Which of these are potential purposes of a review?
Let's go.
Let's see if we can get this.
Also, whoever was asking what homeostasis is, check out the bio live stream. Loving that. So which three? Yes, Miranda Gift. So good. That was such a good show. Good. Okay, so we've got one. Someone saying one.
Let's go one.
What else? Two.
Two. Hugo's nailed it.
And then so 1, 2. We need one more.
And 4. Mark. Mark, you're legend.
Awesome. Well done.
Gong, 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 gong.
Hey, what?
Tell us about the tone and style of travel writing, Johnny.
I would love nothing more than to do that. So travel writers often use a personal tone and they write in first person language because they're describing their own experience. So I went to Argentina and I was soaking in the culture. I had an empanada in the sun and it was amazing. Like that wasn't great, but you know what I mean? You talking about your own experiences. Thank you. It's so warm in this room. And it's normally conversational and relatively informal. So you're not going to be like, on the 1st of June, 2018, Jonathan traveled to blah, 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 and did this in a plane. No, it's going to be like, I flew in a plane.
I soared through
the
air towards my destination.
Towards my destiny.
Oh, yeah.
So like it create like a narrative. I love it.
Okay.
So lots of descriptions. It's a bit more like a paper one, to be honest. So travel writing doesn't come up an awful lot, but it's a lot of description that you want to convey. Okay, so features of travel writing. Let's go through this. This is going to be our finisher. So what are the features of travel writing?
So interesting and original title. So the title's key because that's the first thing someone reads. And if they don't think that's interesting, they're not going to bother reading the whole article.
100%.
Right? Then once they've thought, oh, I'm going to read that, having read the title, they're then going to read the strapline to see if they might be interested. Again, that's really important.
Yes.
It will build on the title, but also give like a bit of an idea, maybe foreshadowing
exactly
what is going to come up in the article, right?
Yeah.
It's got a personal tone, so you're going direct to the reader, but also using your own experiences to write the article.
Exactly.
Or the travel writing. It includes personal opinions based on what you do and don't like about a certain place.
Boom.
And figurative language is used, and that is because that appeals to the senses. So stuff flowing through, wind flowing through my hair, the warmth beating down on my skin.
Are you a travel writer?
Well, I should be, shouldn't I?
You're wasted at Seneca. Travel writer. No. So you want to appeal to the senses, think about the 5 senses, and it's all good. Okay, guys, we have...
Is that what we're going to do, John? That's the end, isn't it?
It's the end. It's been a
whirlwind.
A whirlwind. So remember, when you are answering the questions, re-watch this video and make sure you know what you're doing for questions 1 to 4. Don't forget DAFORESTER, because DAFORESTER is going to get you those marks.
It's going to be so persuasive.
And everyone loves an acronym. So DAFORESTER, that's where it's at.
Also, if you're struggling to remember what DAFORESTER is, just like quickly get it in your head, like just before you go in the exam, just remind yourself what it is. And as soon as you get in the paper, don't forget in the exam, you can write your name. Just at the bottom of it, just write down DAFORESTER and write down what each of them are. So you don't have to remember it anymore.
Top tip from Richard. Ending tip, make sure you read the writing question section B before you do section A, because then you can have longer to think about how to structure it, how to be all like nice and logical. Guys, this has been so much fun.
It's been great. Thanks. Shout out to like various people, Stale Toast, Julia, TB. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everybody.
I love the energy, the positive energy in the room. Yeah. It's great.
Pearl was just asking about structures on reviews. If you watch this video after, we went over how to structure a review and what you need to include. So it's all included in here. But when you're watching about times 2 speed, otherwise we're super irritating. Like what I really
speak for yourself, John.
Okay, maybe I am. Richard, you want to slow down? Times 0.5 speed.
Yeah, you want to get as much of me as you can. Double it for Jono.
Improve.
Right, gone.
Good luck, guys.
Best of
See you
luck.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.